Good morning, Class 3 and Class 4. Welcome to your Monday morning reading session, your last week before you break up for your 6 weeks holiday. Hopefully you're all feeling really excited, but also looking forward to finishing our book that we started last week, Titus Rules OK. So today I'd like you to read chapters 7 and 8, please, and then I've got some questions for you to answer. Okay, so your questions today. What did Sir Gregory see when he got to the royal bedroom? What does DCM stand for? Why did Chum not like Titus? What made Titus eventually start a fight with Chum? And how do you think the Queen felt when she found the corgis fighting, and why? So pause me now while you have a go at answering those, and unpause me when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so the answers are there for you. So Sir Gregory saw half a dozen guardsmen, jewellery scattered over the floor, and Sidney hopping about with Titus attached to his ankle. DCM stands for Distinguished Corgi Medal. And Chum didn't like Titus because he was jealous that he had been allowed into the drawing room earlier than any other puppy, and he didn't like the fact that he was the Queen's favourite. Titus eventually fought with Chum because he called his mum a silly old fool, and anything along the lines of the Queen feeling angry, upset, shocked, horrified, and because it was absolute chaos and her dogs don't usually fight, and she was also worried about Titus in case he was hurt. Good morning.
Good morning, Class 3 and Class 4. For writing today, we're going to be using the Titus Rules OK book that you guys have been reading. Okay, so we're on Monday, the 13th of July. Okay, so in Chapter 7, which you read today, Sidney was arrested for stealing the Queen's jewels. However, he has escaped. So, I want you to think about what the public need to know to help the police find Sidney, the footman thief. The public need to know what Sidney looks like, where he was last seen, what crimes he has done. So what's the crime that he's committed? So think about why the police are after him, and what the public should do if they see them. So have a think about who they might need to call or contact, and perhaps it might be important for the public to know to maybe stay away from him if he's not a pleasant person. So your task today is to create a wanted poster for Sidney the Footman Thief. Now, in the book, there is lots of description for Sidney, so I want you to use the book to help you to describe him. Now, you can include a picture in that, that's absolutely fine, but I want some really brilliant descriptions to make it nice and clear so anyone could spot Sidney, even if they've never met him before. So good luck with that today, guys. I look forward to seeing what they're like. Bye. Good morning, guys. We're on Monday the 13th of July, and today in maths we're going to be looking at finding more or less than a number. So we're going to be focusing on finding 1 more, 1 less, 10 more, 10 less, and 100 more and 100 less. Okay, so your activity today, you've got various representations, and I want you to have a go. If you want to draw it on or cross things off, then you can. But obviously, if you're doing it at home and you've not got this available to print out, that's absolutely fine. You can simply draw it out yourself. You can draw your base 10 for your hundreds, tens, and units, like we do when we're in class. You can do this all on your own, independently, whether you're at home or in school with me. So for number 1, it says Annie makes a number using base 10. So first you've got to tell me what number she's made, so look at how many hundreds, tens and units, and then have a think about what is 100 more. So if you were to add another 100, what would that number become? Think about which digit is going to change there, whether it's your hundreds, tens or units. C is asking you what is 10 more than Annie's original number. So if you were to add another 10, not any hundreds, not any units, just 10 more, what would it be? And then if it was just 1 more than Annie's number. So for each of those, you're using the original number and what is more or less than that. For number 2, again, you're doing the same, but your representation that you're beginning with is counters on a place value grid, so not base 10 this time. So simply if you were adding a counter to each of those parts, and then you're having a look for B, what it would be less. So 100 less, you're simply taking off 100. If it was a 10 less, you take off a 10. If it's a 1 less, then you're taking off a 1 or a unit. Okay? Then for number 3, you're going to have a go at applying what you've just practiced by original numbers. If you want to draw it out, then do that. That's absolutely fine. And then number 4, you're doing the same, but with tens. So think about which digit's going to change. And then number 5, you start looking at 10 less. Number 6, you're completing those sentences, so make sure you read it carefully and think about whether you're putting in the total or whether you're putting in the answer, what is left. Okay, and then number 7, it's talking about it could be a range of answers. Okay, so Tom makes a number on a place value chart, but one of the counters slips off the chart. What could Tom's number have been? So if you were to put one counter anywhere on that chart, what other number could it have been? There are 3 different possibilities it could be. If you want to have a go at telling me all of them, that would be great. And number 8, obviously it's got a table there for you to complete. So at home, if you've not got the sheet, you can just have a go at writing that out in your book. I always do. We've done this again. We've done it in lessons. You start with your number. So let me just get the laser on so you can see it. Yeah. So when we do this in class, we always start with the number and then put your numbers down the middle. And then on the left, we do what 1 more is, 1 unit more, 10 more, and 100 more. And then on the other side, we can do 1 less, 10 less, 100 less. So you're finding for each one that you're always taking or adding from the original number, okay? And then the last question there, Kim thinks of a number 100 less than Kim's number is 900. And then you've got to think about what is 10 less than Kim's number. Okay, so you've got to work out what her original number is first. So if it's 100 less, when it's 100 less, it's 900. So think about what it would be originally and then find what 10 less is. That's a tricky one, but have a go. Okay, pause now then so you can have a go at those and then press play when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so here are your answers then to each of those. Well done if you got them right. Pause it now so you can go through and mark it all. If you have made any mistakes, that's absolutely fine, but just have a look and see if you can work out where you went wrong. Well done, guys.